around any crowded intersection today, and you'll see a massive shift in scale. Over the last decade, the pickup truck has mutated from a modest, low-riding utility tool into a towering piece of urban architecture. We are analyzing 9 top pickup trucks through the lens of their physical footprint. This categorization reveals the precise boundary where utility transitions into excess. This chart shows the massive variance across our 9 contenders. We are looking at a staggering 42.6 inches of length difference between the smallest and largest trucks on this list. At the lower bound, we have the Nissan Frontier. It sits at a highly manageable 224.1 inches long. Compare that to the absolute peak of consumer trucks, the GMC Sierra HD. It stretches an incredible 266.77 inches from bumper to bumper. That 3.5-foot difference dictates where you can park, how much you pay at the pump, and whether the vehicle actually fits into your daily routine or operates like a specialized piece of heavy machinery. Buying too much truck introduces what we call the size tax. It's a daily, grinding friction that you pay in time, money, and stress. The problem is that buyers routinely purchase vehicles based on a 5% fantasy. Manufacturer marketing convinces us we need enough torque to haul an oversized yacht up a mountain every weekend. The 95% reality is much less cinematic. It involves standard urban commuting, navigating narrow drive-thrus, and making basic runs to the hardware store for bags of mulch. When you bring a giant truck into that daily reality, the size tax comes due. You pay it through punishing fuel costs, a brutally stiff ride, and the absolute inability to fit into a standard parking space without blocking traffic. Navigating this market requires ignoring the aggressive commercials and matching the physical footprint of the metal exactly to your actual lifestyle. We start under the 235-inch mark with the mid-size tier. This is the domain of the urban commuter and the weekend trail pragmatist. The Toyota Tacoma sets the benchmark for this agile class, measuring out at exactly 225.5 inches. The practical benefits here are immediate. A truck this size fits comfortably into a standard suburban garage. If you take it off-road, it navigates tight, narrow trails without scraping its body panels against the trees. Pushing the upper boundary of this highly drivable footprint is the Volkswagen Amarok, tapping out at 232.3 inches. The trade-off for this agility is capability. These smaller frames max out their payload capacities quickly, and adult passengers will find the rear seating decidedly cramped on long road trips. If your life involves city parking or exploring dense trails far more often than hauling heavy loads, a mid-size truck is the only logical choice. Crossing over the 240-inch threshold brings us to the half-ton, full-size territory. These are the versatile generalists. The definitive example here is the Ford F-Series at 243.5 inches. It has evolved into the modern equivalent of the family station wagon, just with a bed in the back. The capability leap at this size is massive. This frame provides a cavernous cabin for 5, while maintaining enough towing capacity for 90% of recreational boats or travel trailers. At the top end of this tier sits the Toyota Tundra at 252.5 inches. This length pushes the absolute limits of what functions as a standard vehicle. This is where daily friction starts creeping in. You lose the ability to easily parallel park in the city, and pulling into a crowded grocery store lot now requires a multi-point maneuver. Ultimately, this tier is the perfect compromise for buyers looking to replace a family SUV with a weekend workhorse, assuming your driveway has over 20 feet of clearance. Once we cross the extreme 260-inch barrier, we leave standard commuting behind. Welcome to the heavy-duty tier, true commercial-grade giants. The imposing entry point to this heavyweight class is the Ram HD, measuring a massive 260.8 inches. It's flanked by uncompromising industrial tools like the Ford Super Duty at 266.2 inches and the Chevrolet Silverado HD at 266.06 inches. This graphic shows the mechanical justification for this massive size. A reinforced rear axle and lengthened frame allow for fifth-wheel towing, taking on continuous, extreme downward weight loads without the rear suspension sagging. And reigning over all of them is our peak heavyweight, the GMC Sierra HD. at 267.77 inches. To pilot these machines daily, you must accept severe trade-offs. Driven without a heavy load, the stiff suspension delivers a punishing ride. Furthermore, standard drive-thrus and downtown parking garages are physically impossible to navigate. Heavy-duty trucks are specialized industrial equipment. Buying one solely to commute to an office is a massive misallocation of your funds and your comfort. To lock in your ideal vehicle size, this flowchart breaks the decision down into a strict two-step logic framework. Step 1. Do you regularly tow over 10,000 pounds for work or pull a massive fifth-wheel RV? If the answer is yes, you follow the path straight to the 260-plus-inch HD class. But by doing so, you must accept the size tax as a necessary cost of doing business. If you answered no, you move down to the second question. Do you require full-size adult seating in the rear cabin every single day? A yes routes you directly to the 240-inch generalists, like the F-150 or Tundra. A no drops you into the highly agile sub-235-inch pragmatists, your Tacomas, Frontiers, and Amaroks. Following this strict dimensional logic guarantees you get maximum utility, completely avoiding the financial drain of financing inches of metal you will never use. The ultimate rule of the modern truck market is clear. Unless your vehicle is generating income or hauling a mobile home, avoid the heavy-duty trap entirely. The ideal truck integrates seamlessly into the physical constraints of your daily life, regardless of which model has the biggest numbers on a spec sheet. Now that we've mapped out massive utilitarian footprints, we are pivoting to the exact opposite side of the automotive spectrum: massive, extreme performance. In exactly 72 hours, we're dropping a definitive dimensional analysis on the longest supercars ever built. Subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video so you don't miss it. See you on the next one.